things I've collected since I was 8 years old. These are the things that made the cut after 37 years. I made a lot of sculpture for a long time that was static, and people went to see them. They kind of looked like altars, chromatic altars, and for me they're very much about being in love with objects. And then an artist technician was watching me put them together and came up to me after the show had all finished and said, you know, I don't mean to, any offence by this, but watching you put it together did more for me than seeing the objects. And that just really hit me. Because this is the bit I love, playing. It's going to be a pop, I'm sorry. So I'm going to make some things for you. Time.
Thank you so much. That's amazing.
My pleasure. Thank you.
If anyone's got a really quick question, we can squeeze it in before we have to quickly change to the next person. Yes, go.
Does the machinery alter your voice in any way, or is that your thing? Is that
So these are all kind of repurposed guitar pedals. So this is a pitch shift pedal, so I can go lower or higher. This is a digital delay, so it kind of brings delay and some feedback. This is a reverb pedal, so it makes me sound like I'm in a church. And you can affect these things. This distortion, I didn't use EQ, how much high and low there is. And this is a loop pedal. So I'm singing with myself always.
Does it depend on the actual tone, like
no, that's well. There's a little bit of deep and high on this, but I didn't so much use it. That's my voice. Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. It's the first time I've ever done this. I've done a bit of this. It's the first time I've done this, and I really appreciate this conference holding space for something like that. Because it's deeply meaningful to have an opportunity.
What we're here for.
Yeah.
Can I ask really quickly about the provenance of the items? Because I have a collection of yellow things, but they're specifically found treasure on the floor.
Yeah.
And is there? I've also got that fly on my altar, which is in.
Yes. It's kind of it's an ashtray. I'm an ex-smoker. But yeah, I thought there's a frog.
So is there some process behind where the items come from and how they take significance?
Lots of them are found. Like we didn't go here, but this is a stone from Aokigahara Forest in Japan, where lots of people take their lives. And I made a trip there to be with that space quite deliberately. So some things have, a lot, like I have Taurus moon. So some things have a lot of personal meaning. Some things are beyond the literalism of particular meanings, and that I just adore them. But like I fall in love with little pieces of wet stuff on the street, and I'm like, I need to go back and get it. So a lot of it, some of it is, all the way to probably around 37 years old. I'll be 38 next week. But there's just these, for me, it's these moments of numinous eroticism that exist inside all things, always. Yeah. And if, like, some people from the psychedelic experience, it strips away habitual ability to dismiss things. Like you look at a tree and there's no longer, the word tree doesn't work anymore. Yeah. You're just like, oh my God, tree. And so a lot of this is a kind of short form language for that. And this is my attempt to try to share something of that with other people, which everyone's got. It's not unique to me. It's just making space for that. And I sat on my voice for 29 years because of, self-worth stuff, and we've all got something. And then finally started singing, and this is where I've got to after 6 years or so of making space.
You carry
no,
on.
please.
It's
really
like you, so
strangely lovely being dismantled from behind. So yeah, lots of objects that I just deeply adore, and they all have some level of meaning. Like these are little drippy ingots from. I've just moved to Devon, and I'm looking for some filth because I was in the city my whole life. Yeah. So I found an industrial estate, and they had these little ingots from the manufacturing process, and so it's like a little thing to support me because I'm not quite ready to completely strip myself into nature. But yeah, they're all meaningful. There's a bag. Rebecca,
yeah.
Have you got the bag? There's a bag full of very strangely geodesic pine cones. My better self in the future wanted to give you all one to put the performance inside, because objects are literally like hard drives. Like if you hold something, it doesn't have to happen as dramatically as I wanted it to. So just a few people grab one of those. There is a whole bag full of them, but you can put memory inside objects. You can put it in a drawer, forget about it for 20 years. You'll find it, and everything will come back. And this usually happens autonomously, but you can do it deliberately. There's a bag full, and my hope is that there's one for everyone. So I'll start to tidy up now, so I don't take any more.